And with that, we are ready to go. First heat of the season, 2026. It will be the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. 6 laps will be the distance for the Limited Sportsman heat events this evening. Order of qualifying heat races, will run that down really quick. As we had mentioned, the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman, followed by the Panther Frameworx Crate Sprint Cars. They'll go 6 laps each for their heat events. Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modifieds will have 3 heat races in total. Then the Bob Johnson Auto Group DIRTcar Sportsman is part of the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series. 4 heat races in total. 8 laps will be the distance. And then we'll finish it off with the Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars for 6 laps. In heat race number 1, rolling track side out of Canton, New York, Alex Reif in the number 1A goes from the pole. Cayden Graham, true rookie in this division, in car number 31G out of Victor, New York. Row number 2 finds the 12K of Kyle Kudrinko, the 2025 Novice Sportsman Track Champion at the Brockville Speedway. He's out of Westport, Ontario. Haily Brownell out of Fine, New York, in car number 747. Final row, it's Lyle Robinson, the 61 out of Lafargeville, and Mike Durham in car number 6. 6 laps is the distance. Mike Durham set fast time in the hot lap session earlier today. We'll see if he can keep that roll going, looking for his first ever win in a sportsman car. So all starts and restarts will be right there off of turn number 4, and the first green flag of 2026 is underway. Working into turn number 1 and 2, first trip around, it will be Alex Reif out in front. The 12 of Kyle Kudrinko looked at the 31 of Cayden Graham, but couldn't quite find the way by. As a complete lap number 1, it is Alex Reif, the race leader. Cayden Graham to second. Mike Durham, he's trying the inside lane, he's trying the outside lane, he's doing everything he can to try to get by the Graham number 31 as they work it up through turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Even terms down into corner number 3 and 4, and it is going to be the number 6 of Durham edging out in front of the 31 of Graham as they work it across the line for lap number 2. As we work the halfway point in this one, 3 laps are complete. Alex Reif in control of the field. Mike Durham right there with him in second. Durham, a veteran in the ThunderCar division here in the region. A lot of wins, but right now he is trying to get this heat win away from Alex Reif as they go down into turn number 1 and 2. Top 2 breaking away from the rest of the field with Cayden Graham, Kyle Kudrinko, Haily Brownell, and Lyle Robinson completing the rest of the field. But it's a 2-car breakaway up in front. Alex Reif with the race lead. Mike Durham right there with him in the runner-up spot as Kyle Kudrinko and Cayden Graham have it out. A little bit of shoving match there into turn number 4, but Kudrinko able to get the spot away as we work in lap number 4. Down the back straightaway. Lap and a half left to go. Alex Reif trying to hold off Mike Durham, but Durham trying to find his way by up on that outside lane. They'll come down to the white flag this time by. A white flag in the air for Alex Reif, but here comes Mike Durham on the outside. Side by side through turn number 1 and 2. Reif with a little bit of an advantage on that inside lane, but Mike Durham not about to back down as he comes down the back straightaway right there with one another into turn number 3 and 4. Alex Reif doing all he can to hold off the veteran Mike Durham. Will he get the win? It is going to go to Alex Reif, checkered in the air. Reif with the victory. Durham a very close second. Kyle Kudrinko, Cayden Graham, Lyle Robinson, your top 5. Haily Brownell, problems on the back straightaway. And Brownell with a problem on the backstretch shuts it down, and it looks like something may have come apart on the 747. So that will do it. Heat race number 1 is in the record books, and Alex Reif to victory lane for heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 ready to roll to the Speedway. Give you the starting lineup here in just a moment. So Haily Brownell, the 747, who's competed with us full-time last year. Back with us once again here for opening day. And we'll give you the starting lineup here for heat race number 2. It's Jason Rarick out of Rodman in the number 4, alongside a 4-time winner last year, Mason Rogers out of Lafargeville, the 44. Row number 2, Tessa Riemersma, second in points at Brockville and Novice Sportsman action last year with a feature win on opening day. She's out of Mallorytown, Ontario, Canada, with Steve Bushey on the outside in the number 3 out of Brushton. Hayden Howard celebrating a birthday today, 13 years of age. Hayden Howard in the number 21 machine. Hayden's biggest fan come up and told me to wish him a happy birthday today.
Hi. I'm sitting at the racetrack. I'm down at the racetrack. Stock car races. Yeah, tonight was the first. Tonight's the first.
Well, 2 legends just walked by the flag stand here. Well, one just did. Another one's about to. Xavier and Ernie Parent here tonight.
Yeah.
Should I have said that out loud? There's Ernie. Couple of great competitors there. Oh my goodness, I didn't even recognize him. Good thing for Brian Haggerty up here. Another legend, street stock extraordinaire, former sportsman driver Brian Billings in the house. And vintage star too.
Okay.
He's done it all. We got a colorful cast and crew here tonight. All sorts of legends in the house. Good to see all them here today, taking in the racing action. And then there's Jen Sibley, superstar scorekeep. She does it all here at Can-Am. And we're happy to have Brian Haggerty back in the house with us tonight. Pinch hitting for Lindsey Thurston. Those of you watching on Dirt Track Digest TV, glad you could join us from wherever you may be. Dirt Track Digest TV, we will be at the Devil's Bowl Speedway tomorrow. I'll be there. First time ever at Devil's Bowl. Was able to jump on their Facebook Live broadcast earlier this week and chatted with Marty Kelly III and Mike Bruno for a little while. And I did confirm that Mike Bruno is not coming out of retirement to run the 358 Series race. So we give it a lineup for heat race number 2. We'll give it again here. It's Jason Rarick in the 4, Mason Rogers in the 44 on the front row, Tessa Riemersma, the 017, the 3, Steve Bushey on row number 2, Hayden Howard, birthday boy, row number 3. 6 laps will be the issue. Set for green. LeClaire looks them over. Green lights are on and we're underway. Field working it up into turn number 1 and 2. Mason Rogers picking up where he left off last year, out in front of this field as they head down the back straightaway. Rogers, your race leader. Steve Bushey up the second. Hayden Howard has jumped from 5th to 3rd as we complete lap number 1. Tessa Riemersma and Jason Rarick complete the rest of the field as they complete lap number 1. Working down the back straightaway, single file formation with Mason Rogers in control by about 3 car lengths. Steve Bushey not letting them get away though as they go to turn 3 and 4 and down to the line. Hayden Howard trying to keep pace with the top 2 right now as they cross the line for lap number 2. 2 down, 4 more to go here in heat race number 2 of 2 for the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. Panther Frameworx Crate Sprint Cars ready to go next for the first of 2 heat races on the day. Mason Rogers leads the way, 3 down, 3 more to go. Steve Bushey still there in second. Hayden Howard, Tessa Riemersma, Jason Rarick. That is your running order at this time as they work it through turn 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway once again. Rogers trying to hold on and win it. Bushey still about 4 car lengths behind there in position number 2, trying to close the gap on Rogers as they come down across the line for 2 laps left to go. Two remain, and Mason Rogers got the lead right from the drop of the green flag and has not let up ever since. Had some strong runs last year, 4 wins here at Can-Am, 1 win at the Mohawk International Raceway as well. White flag in the air for Mason Rogers. Steve Bushey still holding on to the 2 spot with Hayden Howard into 3rd. Tessa Riemersma and Jason Rarick. That's pretty much been the running order right from the drop of the green flag, and Mason Rogers sets it up through turn number 3 and 4, checkered in the air, and Mason Rogers will collect the win in heat race number 2 for the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. Steve Bushey will cross in second. Hayden Howard comes home in 3rd. Tessa Riemersma and Jason Rarick, and that will do it for heat race number 2 for the Doneth Motorworks Limited Sportsman. Panther Frameworx Crate Sprint Cars ready to go next for the first of 2 heat races. 6 laps will be the distance for both of them.
Get on here. Problem this year is last year.
Yep.
I don't know how it didn't work to prove that.
And the Panther Frameworx Crate Sprint Cars on track and ready to go. First of 2 heats on the docket as Tucker Doneth will go from the pole in the Z28 along with Mike Amell in the 2X. Row 2, it's going to be Ken Klinkowsky, the 30 with a 5:57 to Patrick Nolan. Row number 3, Adam Turner in the 92.25 of George Sanford alongside, and Eric Laurendeau in car number 21 will complete the rest of your field. 7 cars ready to go. 6 laps will be the distance. Six laps once again will be the distance. Tucker Doneth and Mike Amell on that front row. Ready for green. LeClaire looks them over off of turn number 4. Green lights are on and we're underway. Donath jumps out in front of the field. 2X of Amell getting some pressure from the 30 of Ken Klinkowsky, 25 of George Sanford, 92 of Adam Turner, completing your top 5 early as they work it down across the line for lap number 1. Tucker Donath, solid season last year, top 3 in the point standings, but did not get to victory lane, unfortunately for him, but looking pretty strong here in the early going of this one as they work it into turn number 3 and 4 with Ken Klinkowsky and Mike Amell chasing him from 2nd and 3rd. Down to the line, 2 down, 4 more to go. It's still Donath, Klinkowsky, Amell, George Sanford, and Adam Turner, your top 5, with Eric Laurendeau and Patrick Nolan completing the rest of the field as they work it into turn number 3 and 4. Halfway home this time by 3 down, 3 more to go. It's all Tucker Donath. Got the lead from the drop of the green flag and has held it ever since. Kenny Klinkowsky trying to challenge him. And speaking of challengers, George Sanford to the inside lane, gets around Mike Amell. He'll move up into the number 3 spot, and we got a car around here in turn number 4. Patrick Nolan around on the inside of turn number 3 and 4. Yellow lights are on. So we're ready to go here in just a moment as Patrick Nolan gets pointed in the right direction and pushed back underway, so he'll tag onto the tail end of the field. Heat race number 1 on track. Heat race number 2 waiting in the staging area after the Panther Frameworx Crate Sprints. It will be the first of 3 Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 modified heat events for 8 laps the distance there. Those of you just getting to the Speedway tonight, we welcome you here to the Can-Am Speedway, the 52nd season opener to the Nasty Track of the North season opener here. Those of you watching on Dirt Track Digest TV, glad you could join us from wherever you may be. Three laps are down, 3 more to go. Green lights are on and we're underway. Up at a 1 and 2 they go. Tucker Donath in control. Kenny Klinkowsky still there in second. Adam Turner slides by George Sanford. He'll move up to the 4 spot, and he'll go after Mike Amell to try to get third. In the meantime, we got 2 laps left to go, and Tucker Donath trying to pull away. Kenny Klinkowsky holding on to the runner-up spot. Battle is on for the 3 spot right now. Mike Amell has it. Adam Turner wants to take it away with George Sanford and Eric Laurendeau completing the rest of your field. White flag in the air this time for Tucker Donath. Ken Klinkowski's second. Battle is on for the 3 spot. Here comes Adam Turner down to that inside lane, and the Cherry Valley native pokes his nose up to the inside lane, and he'll slide by Mike Amell to pick up position number 3. Turner on the move towards the front. In the meantime, checkered in the air, and Tucker Donath will hold on and win heat race number 1 for the Panther Frameworx Crate Sprints. Ken Klinkowsky second, Adam Turner third, Mike Amell, George Sanford, and Eric Laurendeau. So that does it. Tucker Donath into victory lane for heat race number 1 of 2 for the Panther Frameworx Crate Sprints. Heat race number 2 ready to be pushed trackside in just a moment.
Shoot. remember who was the hot one last year.
This one.
That one there?
Yeah.
271?
No, the 1B. 1B. Josh He was a track champion last year.
Who was it?
Yellow lights remaining on. Give you the starting lineup here in just a moment. Race Control says we got them all on My Race Pass, and if you are not able to be with us here at Can-Am on a Friday night or not able to watch it on Dirt Track Digest TV, be sure you're following along on the My Race Pass app. It's available for all smartphones and whatever electronic device you may have. As we're set to go for heat race number 2, Andrew Hennessy on the pole in the 87 with the 36 of Mark Webb. Row 2, it's Will Official 74 and 1V of four-time defending track champion Josh Verne Jr. Tiger Chapman, the 271 and 71R of Rachel Zacharias. Green lights set to come back on. Second and final heat for the Panther Frameworx Crate Sprint. 6 laps the distance. We're underway. And Andrew Hennessy parks that 87 on in front. Mark Webb, Josh Verne Jr. cutting through the field rather quickly. Webb up to the 2 spot. One of Josh Verne Jr. right there with him in spot number 3. Verne trying to go towards the front of the field as they're working off in turn number 3 and 4 and down to the line. 1 in the books, Andrew Hennessy, your race leader. Mark Webb getting some pressure from Josh Verne Jr. on the back straightaway. Verne right there within a couple of car lengths. Tiger Chapman, who won the final season race in 2025, is back there in 4th. Mark Webb way wide up off the turn. Brings it back on right in front of Tiger Chapman, but he's lost the runner-up spot to Josh Verne Jr. Halfway home this time by. It'll be 3 down and 3 more to go. And Andrew Hennessy still well in command of the field with Verne still there in second. Battle on for third between Chapman and Mark Webb. And Webb, of course, still trying to get used to this race car out here. As Will Fisher in the 74, we saw a lot of smoke out of his race car in the hot lap session earlier today. Smoking problem with that 74 still continuing, as we'll have 2 laps left to go as they come down to the line one more time. It is Andrew Hennessy in control. Josh Verne Jr., great run for him so far up into that second spot. Tiger Chapman, Will Fisher, and Mark Webb, the top 5, as Rachel Zacharias completes the field in 6th. White flag in the air this time by for Andrew Hennessy. Trying to hang on and win this heat race. He has got a comfortable lead on the one of Josh Verne Jr. as they go to turn number 1 and 2, and Will Fisher again. Plenty of smoke coming out of the 74 right now, but he keeps right on going. Checkered in the air and no contest at the front of the field. Andrew Hennessy to victory lane in heat race number 2. Josh Verne Jr. will cross in 2nd. Tiger Chapman 3rd. Will Fisher will cross in 4th. Smoking car and all. Mark Webb and the 71 of Rachel Zacharias. So Whitesboro Plow Shop, DIRTcar 358 modified heat events, ready to roll trackside. First of 3 on the day.
What,
8 laps will be the scheduled distance. Last year's season outside the 22C from Chelsea, Quebec, that's Cedric Govro. Row number 2 from Watertown is Jordan McCready in the 28, set fast time in the hot lap sessions today with Franklin Mackin from Russell in the 3M. Row number 3, 7-time and defending track champion out of Watertown, New York, that is the 49 of Billy Dunn. Alongside of him, the 23S, that is Dexter Stacy. 4th and final row in the Zero Machine, the promoter at the Ohsweken Speedway, the Glenn Stiers Racing G-Force TV ride. That is Glenn Stiers to his outside, making his 358 modified debut at Can-Am tonight out of Clayton, the 91 of Josh Rio.
Billy Dunn.
Always goes to the outside.
So they're just about set, ready to go. Eight cars ready to go, 8 laps the distance. First, Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modified Heat event of the season is green. And the battle is on into corner number 1 and 2 between two drivers who have run each other several times in the DIRTcar Sportsman ranks. That's Cedric Govro and Jackson Gill. Behind them, Jordan McCready and Billy Dunn pulled wheel stands up off of turn number 2. We'll keep our eye on that one down there as they work through turn number 3 and 4 and across the line. Lap number 1, Cedric Govro has the lead. Jackson Gill right there to his hip pocket. Oh, and Gill pulls the wheelie up into turn number 1 and 2. Those Uke tires at the bottom side of the racetrack. We see that happen quite often here at Can-Am. Drivers pulling the front ends off the ground. In the meantime, Jordan McCready, who also did a wheel stand earlier, he's up to third, looking for second around Gill. Can't quite get there, though, as they work on lap number 2. Billy Dunn in the 49, working that extreme outside lane. Franklin Mackin back there with him in 5th. Top 5 breakaway at the front of the field with Glenn Stiers, Josh Verne, and Dexter Stacy in that order. Down to the line this time by Govro with the lead. Change for second. Jordan McCready has a look down low. He'll pick up the 2 spot from Gill. Billy Dunn searching around the racetrack. Talked to Billy earlier tonight. He said the draw always gets him on opening day, but he's fighting hard on that outside lane, trying to find the way by Jackson Gill as they motor through turn number 3 and 4 and across the line for lap number 4. 4 down, 4 to go. It's still Cedric Govro, the race leader, but here comes McCready to the inside lane. Jordan down low, Cedric up on the outside lane as they work it into turn number 3 and 4. Cedric Govro is right there with him as they work down the front straightaway once again. 5 down, 3 to go. Jordan McCready trying to take the lead away from Govro, and there's the experience at Can-Am right there for McCready. He'll pick up the race lead as they work it down the back straightaway, coming to 2 laps to go. Govro back to second, Gill to third, Billy Dunn, Franklin Mackin, your top 5, Josh Verne, Glenn Stiers, and Dexter Stacy in that order. 2 to go for Jordan McCready. Watertown, New York native, brings it through turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. You'll see the white flag next time by Cedric Govro, now under attack from the 60 of Jackson Gill as they work it into corner number 3 and 4. White flag will be displayed this time by for Jordan McCready. He'll work it into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Jordan, a 6-time winner here. The Can-Am Speedway has not won since July 28th of 2023, looking to end the drought here tonight. In the meantime, he'll win heat race number 1. McCready with the victory. Second at the line will go to Jackson Gill, and Billy Dunn squeezes by Cedric Govro at the line to pick up third. Govro, Franklin Mackin, Josh Verne, Glenn Stiers, and Dexter Stacy in that order. Great opening heat there for the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modified Heat event, and Jordan McCready picks up the win in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 will be ready to roll trackside in just a few moments. And it's going to be Sean Shaw on the pole in the 7S out of Philadelphia alongside of Rodman New York's Remington Ham, the 57. Row number 2 is going to find the 11 of Matt Caprera out of Clayton alongside of Dave Flanagan in the 74 from Port Robinson. Row number 3, Ryan Bartlett, the 39, the 31 of Lance Willix, last year's runner-up in the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modified point standings here at Can-Am. Row number 4, final row, the 11 of Genevieve Bartlett making her 358 Modified debut, and alongside of her, car number 21 out of Star Lake, that is Larry Welling Jr. 8 drivers ready to do battle here. 8 laps is the distance. So we're set for green. Sean Shaw and Remington Ham on the front row. Sean Shaw grabs the lead off the point. Green lights are on and we're underway. Shaw right to the inside lane. Remington Ham right there in his tire tracks. Dave Flanagan looking to make a big move. 3 wide with Matt Caprera in the middle. And Bartlett and the 74 of Flanagan moving up to spots 3 and 4. Caprera back to 5th. Lance Willix trying to get to that inside lane, a lane he really likes around this racetrack, and he moves by Matt Cabrera to pick up position number 5, and he's going after the 74 of Flanagan into turn number 1 and 2. In the meantime, Sean Shaw with a big lead already, and the caution lights are on. Yellow lights are on with 1 lap complete.
No more. 1 more.
A little bit of a different class this year.
Oh, yeah.
Get better.
She was up there. They're at the fixed ball.
Huh?
She was up in 3rd.
So the lineup is set.
No, she was up there. They said they had a fixed
Ready to go. Heat race number 2 of 3 for the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 modified heats on track. Heat race number 3 waiting in the staging area. Up next, after the Whitesboro Plow Shop 358 modifieds, it is first of 4 Bob Johnson Auto Group DIRTcar Sportsman Heat events. Of course, it's round number 1 of the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series. Three DIRTcar Series, 2 states, 3 different racetracks. Tomorrow we'll take the DIRTcar 358 Modified Series to the Devil's Bowl Speedway for the very first time. And then, on the way back from Devil's Bowl, we'll hit the Unicron Speedway on Sunday night for the opener for the DIRTcar Pro Stock Series. Set for green. Off turn number 4, Sean Shaw. Again, another great launch up off the restart. He'll grab the lead as they work it down into turn number 1 and 2. Lance Willix just went from 5th to 3rd, getting around Dave Flanagan and Ryan Bartlett. And we mentioned he loves that inside lane around this racetrack, and he's trying to find the way by Remington Ham. He knows how quick Sean Shaw is around this racetrack. Doesn't want to let him get away, but right now Sean Shaw in control as they cross the line one more time. Lance Willix on the charge. Picks up position number 2. Lance Willix started 6th on the grid. It is already up to 2nd. Ryan Bartlett now to 3rd. Larry Welling started last on the grid. He's up to the number 4 spot. Remington Ham dropping 3 spots here. Moving back to the 5 spot in a battle with Dave Flanagan. Working lap number 3. 5 laps left to go. Sean Shaw well in command of the field with Lance Willix, Larry Welling the top 3. Halfway home this time by 4 down. 4 to go when they cross the line. It will be Sean Shaw in control. A couple of weeks ago, this car was pretty much a bare frame and cage sitting on the shop floor, and they transformed it into a race car. A lot of long nights in the shop for some of these drivers to get cars ready. And right now, Sean Shaw looking pretty stout as they're working up off the corner. This time by in control. 3 to go this time by for Shaw. Lance Willix, Larry Welling, the top 3. Ryan Bartlett, Remington Ham. That's still your top 5 at the moment. As they work it down through turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps left to go for Sean Shaw. Philadelphia, New York native. Couple of wins here last season. Ended a long dry spell. He had not won since the 2022 season, but came back, won the final points night here on September the 5th. One of his 2 wins on the year. But right now it is Shaw well in command. Nearly a quarter straightaway advantage. Back to Lance Willix in 2nd. White flag in the air for Sean Shaw. So set it up into the corner. Lance Willix, Larry Welling, Ryan Bartlett, Remington Ham. That's the top 5. Dave Flanagan, Matt Caprera, and Genevieve Bartlett completing the rest of your field. Into turn number 3 and 4. Final time off the corner. It will be Sean Shaw picking up the win. 2nd will go to Lance Willix. Larry Welling will cross in spot number 3. Ryan Bartlett will come home 4th. Remington Ham, Dave Flanagan, Matt Caprera, and Genevieve Bartlett. That will do it. Heat race number 2 for the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modifieds is complete. Heat race number 3 ready to roll to the Speedway right now. Coming up after the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modifieds, first of 4 DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series heat races ready to go. They will be 8 laps in distance as well. As the final heat is on track, ready to go racing, Andy Howard in the 21 on the pole alongside of the 31 of Tommy Jock Jr. from Akwesasne. Row number 2, a family affair. It's Uncle Tim Fuller on the inside in the 19, nephew Lucas on the outside, the 74. Row number 3, Scott Webb in the 18W and the 45R. He was on fire literally in his hot lap session. That's Preston Forbes, the 45, and on the 4th row all to himself. In car number 23, that is Cameron Black.
Second row.
I think that's the.
Set for green, 8 laps will be the distance. Leclerc looks him over. Andy Howard and Tommy Jock Jr. on the front row, and we're green. Howard pulls it into the race lead. Tim Fuller's had a strong couple of nights last weekend with a win at Thunder Mountain on a Saturday, second at Utica Rome Friday night last week. Right now he's going after Andy Howard, a driver who he knows very well, as they work it across the line for lap number 1. Tim Fuller's going to lead the lap by a half a car length into turn number 1 and 2. Howard sailed it into the turn that time, but lost a little bit of ground to Fuller as they work the inside and outside lanes down the back straightaway. Fuller to the lead as they work it up into turn number 3 and 4. 21 of Andy Howard working that outside lane, but off the corner, the bottom is the place to be, and Fuller grabs the lead. Howard kick back to second. Lucas Fuller right there with these 2 drivers in third. Scott Webb, who got a feature win last year, he holds on to the 4th spot with Preston Forbes into 5th. Cameron Black, Tommy Jock Jr. complete the rest of the field as they work it up into turn number 3 and 4 one more time with Fuller in command of it down across the line. Battle on for second. Here comes Lucas Fuller down to that inside lane. He'll try to pick off the 21 of Andy Howard as they go into turn number 1 and 2 and move Lucas Fuller to the 2 spot as they go down the back straightaway. Andy Howard back to the 3 spot. Scott Webb 4th. Preston Forbes still 5th. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. Tim Fuller well in command of it. Lucas Fuller, Andy Howard still in a battle for that runner-up spot with Lucas Fuller getting the advantage. Andy Howard trying to move it up on that outside lane. Looks like he may have found something, especially off of turn number 2, but down into turn number 3 and 4, it seems like the bottom side of the racetrack is really the good place to be, and that's where Tim Fuller and Lucas Fuller are right now. So working down across the line in lap number 5. 5 down, 3 to go. We'll be coming to 2 to go this time by Tim Fuller is driving away. Tampa straightaway lead over Lucas Fuller. Andy Howard, Scott Webb, Preston Forbes, the top 5 with Cameron Black and Tommy Jock Jr. in that order. 2 to go for Tim Fuller. Last season by his standards was not good enough. He's already got a win already this season, as we talked about earlier on. Trying to set it up here to turn number 3 and 4 to trying to get his first heat win of the season as they're working across the line. White flag in the air for Tim Fuller. Lucas Fuller done all he can do to try to catch Uncle Tim, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. Andy Howard, Scott Webb, and Cameron Black. That's still your top 5 with Preston Forbes and Tommy Jock Jr. completing it. Checkered flag in the air this time by in the win. The 3rd final heat race for the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modifieds goes to Tim Fuller. Lucas Fuller will cross in position number 2, followed by Andy Howard, Scott Webb, Cameron Black, Preston Forbes, and Tommy Jock Jr. So that will do it. 3 heats for the Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modifieds are in. We go to the first of 4 DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series heat races. So, 8 laps distance, 5 to the show, 2 to the redraw. That's redraw is going to be right there, right behind Mike Leclerc, because that's where we do redraws. We like it down there. And his first heat race going to find the driver who's had fast time in this group, 52 Jessica Power. Outside will be Keegan Nyer, 34K. Row number 2, Eric Nyer, 34 with the 18G of Justin Gadbaugh. Row 3, Dylan Moore, 35D with 51 of Brian Preville. Teddy Clayton, the 63, along with the 12 of Owen Bird, and Gage Howard, the 21. Will complete the rest of the field. Again, 8 laps is the distance. 5 will go to the show. 2 will go to the redraw.
He said just Powers.
Yeah, first one. Just like gold car.
Huh?
That wasn't the gold car.
That's going to have 52. Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's as much as she had last year.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see her running good.
Off the turn this time they go. Power still with the lead. About 6 car lengths is the spread right now between Eric Nyer for that 2 spot. Battle still on for 3rd. Brian Preville doing everything he can to get around Keegan Nyer for the number 3 position at the moment. As they head up into turn number 3 and 4, we got 2 laps left to go, and Jessica Power has led every lap so far. Jessica, of course, one of the feature winners of the Alltech Raceway during the showdown in the Sunshine State, which was live on Dirt Track Digest TV. If you saw that, her and Richard Murtaugh represented Can-Am very well going to Victory Lane at Alltech in February. Right now, she's trying to get to Victory Lane in heat race number 1 and have a good spot to draw. White flag in the air, final time into turn number 1 and 2. Eric Nyer right there with her in second. Keegan Nyer still there in spot number 3. Brian Preville and Dylan Moore completing the top 5 qualifiers. Checkered flag is in the air. No contest up in front. Jessica Power to Victory Lane in heat race number 1. Eric Nyer, he will go to the redraw as well. Keegan Nyer crosses in position number 3. Brian Preville and Dylan Moore, your top 5. Justin Gadbaugh, Owen Bird, Teddy Clayton, and Gage Howard will have to go to one of the 2 last chance showdowns a little later on, which will be 10 laps in distance, by the way. Richard Murtaugh in the 33 on the pole for this one. Outside will be Tyler Stevenson's Fox 28. Row 2, it's the 9, Logan Brown. 92, Frank Sibley. Row 3, Brendan Moore, 35B. The 14 of Camden Cook. Inside row 4, it's Martin Lassard, the 2X, with the 621, Trevor Givens. And Savannah LaFleur, the 16, will complete it. 9 cars ready to go. 5 to the show, 2 to the redraw. LeClaire looks them over. Richard Murtaugh, Tyler Stevenson, both of them have series wins here at Can-Am. Green lights are on and we're underway. Work through turn number 1 and 2, and down the back straightaway it is going to be Murtaugh in control. Tyler Stevenson and Brendan Moore the top 3. Frank Sibley into that 4 spot as they work it up off the corner this time for lap number 1. Change for the 2 spot. Brendan Moore to the inside lane. Tyler Stevenson trying to find the way by on the top side of the racetrack. Moore down low, and Stevenson will hold the spot at least for now as they work it down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Frank Sibley right there with him in spot number 4 as they work it into turn number 3 and 4. And again, that battle is on for second. Brendan Moore wants to get into the redraw. In the meantime, behind them, Frank Sibley has the 4 spot. Martin Lassard has the 5th and final transfer position. Logan Brown, Trevor Gibbons, Camden Cook, and Savannah LaFleur trying to find the way by them as well as they're working off of turn number 3 and 4. Richard Murtaugh, 4 wins last season at Can-Am, second in points. Wants to change that this season. It says he's got some unfinished business here at Can-Am, and he wants that track championship in the worst way. As they're working down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Brendan Moore all by himself in the runner-up spot. He's got the final drop position at this time. Tyler Stevenson, Frank Sibley, and Martin Lassard, they all have transfer positions at the moment. 4 down, 4 more to go. It's Murtaugh, Moore, Stevenson, Sibley, and Lassard. Those are your qualifiers at this point. Logan Brown, 1 spot out of the money in position number 6 with Camden Cook and Trevor Gibbons completing the field. Down to the line, 5 down, 3 to go for Murtaugh. So they work through turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway once again. Murtaugh, 12 wins last season in DIRTcar Sportsman competition, including the Great Lakes 75 at Super Dirt Week, his first ever Super Dirt Week title. Trying to get a good start here tonight in the chase for the DIRTcar Sportsman Series Championship with 2 laps left to go. Murtaugh and Moore, your top 2. No change amongst the top 4 as the battle is on for that 5th and final transfer spot. Martin Lassard has it. Here comes Logan Brown to that outside lane, looking for 5th as they go to turn number 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air, and Logan Brown has that final transfer spot and did it easily into turn number 3 and 4. So Logan Brown is now up into the top 5. Checkered flag will be waving this time by, and Richard Murtaugh set fast time in the time trial session earlier today. Goes wire to wire, wins heat race number 2 for the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series. Brendan Moore is in the draw. Tyler Stevenson, Frank Sibley, and Logan Brown are all in the show. Martin Lassard, Camden Cook, and Trevor Gibbons. We'll have to go to one of the last chance showdowns later on. Heat race number 3 of 4 for the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series about to make their appearance on the Speedway, and on the pole for this one, he set fast time overall to 19.472. He's got 2 career wins here at the Can-Am Speedway, would like to get his first series win. That's Shane Peacourt, the defending series champion, in the 0 to his outside in the 9. New look for Taylor Dockstader out of Philadelphia. Row number 2, 92, Tristan Lannister from Alexandria, and the 90 of Caleb Howard out of Hammond. Row number 3 is going to be Greg Henry from Clayton in the number 2 of the 5R of Steve Roberts from Harrisville. Row number 4, that is the M70 of Billy Cook in his 56th season of racing. Out of Hogansburg, the M70, and Jonathan Murphy, who had some problems in the hot lap session earlier tonight. Not sure if he's going to make it out or not for at least the last chance showdown, but we'll find out. So 56 seasons behind the wheel of a race car. Very impressive. And he's raced in everything here pretty much. 8 laps the distance, 5 to the show, 2 to the draw, and we're underway. And again, Shane Peacourt jumps to the point as they go into turn number 1 and 2. Tristan Lannister, Taylor Dockstader at each other for 2nd and 3rd. Caleb Howard, a graduate of the Donath Motorworks Limited Sportsman Division here at Can-Am, up to spot number 4. And Stevie Roberts trying to move in. He has the 5th and final transfer spot right now as they're working across the line for lap number 1. Greg Henry still there in spot number 6, getting some pressure from Billy Cook in 7th. In the meantime, though, the 0 of Shane Peacourt Strong season a year ago. Holds the race lead here as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Mohawk International Raceway track champion a year ago. Also a 3-time DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series champion and a 2-time overall DIRTcar Sportsman Series champion, including a year ago. Sets it up through turn number 3 and 4. Tristan Lattiser there in second. He has the final drop position at this point. 9 to Taylor Dockstader holds on to third, and we have got a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th at the moment. Caleb Howard trying to make his first DIRTcar Sportsman Series race. Greg Henry trying to hold that 5th and final transfer spot, but Stevie Roberts is right there with him trying to get that spot away, with Billy Cook chasing them from spot number 7. In the meantime, 4 down, 4 to go for Shane Pecor, Cornwall, Ontario native. Storm Realty, number 0 machine working through turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. New look, bit of new colors on that race car for Shane Pecor this season. It looks pretty fast as he goes into turn number 3 and 4. One more time down to the line. We'll have 5 down, 3 more to go for Pecor. Tristan Lattiser, defending Cornwall Speedway track champion, right there with him in spot number 2, as well as they working into corner number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Taylor Dockstader had a really good year last year as well. 3 feature wins, including 2 of them here at Can-Am. One of those came at the Outlaw Speedway last year. 2 laps left to go for Pecor as they cross the line this time by Lattiser and the 9 of Taylor Dockstader. That's your top 3 at the moment. Caleb Howard in the 90 and the 2 of Greg Henry. They have the final transfer spots at this time, with Roberts and Cook completing the field. White flag this time by for Shane Pecor. Cornwall, Ontario native trying to hang on and win it. Talked to his dad, Marcel, tonight. Marcel, of course, a former feature win here at Can-Am. But Pecor trying to put it in victory lane here in another heat race. He's always fast when he comes here to Can-Am. Would like to get a series win. 3 times he's finished second in a series race. Tonight he wins heat race number 3. Checkered in the air. Pecor gets the victory, and he's in the draw along with Tristan Lattiser. Taylor Dockstader's in the show in the 9, as is Caleb Howard in the 90, and Greg Henry in the 2 will get the 5th and final transfer spot. Steve Roberts and Billy Cook will go to one of the last chance showdowns later on. So Shane Pecor and Tristan Lattiser will be in the redraw.
Jump.
4th and final heat race for the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series. We are going to find our reigning track champion in the number 18. That's Gavin Isley, and the defending DIRTcar Sportsman Central Regional Series champion, but has claimed that he will run for the North Region title this year. He goes from the pole. Outside will be Brady Howard in the 54. Brady told me earlier that he's made every DIRTcar Sportsman Series race at Can-Am that he has attempted to qualify for, and looking to keep that streak going here tonight. Inside row number 2, it's Josh Jock in the 03 with a 1 of Paul DeRutter. Row 3, Chris Hale, the 79, along with the 55 of Dan Reif. And final row will be Kyle Reif in the 1A, and Grayson Soper, car number 38. Paul DeRutter in the outside of row number 2. We say it all the time, and I'm going to do it once more because we're on Dirt Track Digest TV. He is the winningest driver in the DIRTcar, the limited sportsman division here at Can-Am. 10 career wins. Nobody in the history of the track has more. Green lights are on. 8 laps the distance, 5 to the show, and 2 to the draw, and we're off and running. And Gavin Isley, picking up where he left off last year at the front of the field, leads the way over Brady Howard in second. Again, top 2 go to that redraw. Top 5 go to the show. Chris Hale has that 5th and final transfer spot as he gets around Dan Reif into turn number 3 and 4, and across the line for lap number 1. It's Gavin Isley in control. Brady Howard, Josh Jock, the 03. Josh Jock last year had an unreal night at the Mohawk International Raceway. In just his second start behind the wheel of a 358 modified, picked up his first career win. Well, right now he's trying to get into the redraw to try to get around Brady Howard for that spot. Josh pretty much racing all over the place already to start this season. Wherever there's a sportsman race, he has been at it. But right now he's chasing Brady Howard for the final redraw position as they go to turn number 3 and 4 and down to the line. It's all Gavin Isley right now. Gavin Isley, 2 feature wins last season here at Can-Am. He also picked up 2 wins on the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series as we've got Grayson Soper problems over there in turn number 4, and that will draw the yellow flag. In this heat event, 4th and final one for the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series. First of 2 heats on the docket up next for the Sundance Leisure Thundercars. Every heat race winner tonight in the DIRTcar Sportsman Series has come from the pole position. Jessica Power, Richard Murtaugh, Shane Pecor. Gavin Isley trying to keep that trend going. So Brady Howard will line up to the outside of Gavin Isley on the restart. LeClaire says one more trip around and we'll go green next time by. Josh Jock in the 03 inside row 2 with Paul DeRutter in 4th. Chris Hale has that final transfer spot. Dan Reif and Grayson Soper will look to try and take it away. So Gavin Isley, the defending track champion and defending Central Region champion, will lead him back to green off of turn number 3 and 4, and we're underway. Isley gets the lead, but there are 3 wide, nearly back there for spots 2, 3, and 4. Brady Howard has the 2 spot. Chris Hale jumps down low, and we're going to try this restart again. So all starts and restarts will be at that white Yuka tire coming off of turn number 3 and 4. A little better that time when we're underway. Isley again to the lead. Here comes Josh Jock looking for that runner-up spot. He's going to get it from Brady Howard. That's a final drop position right there. Chris Hale, Paul DeRutter, they're up to spots 4 and 5. And Hale looking for another one, trying to get around Brady Howard into turn number 3 and 4. Howard to the outside lane. Chris Hale down low. Of course, some of you remember his dad, Greg Hale, winning here in a vintage car the last 3 years. Chris trying to get some seat time here at Can-Am, and he's working strong in that number 3 spot as they work it down off of corner number 2 with Chris Hale to the 3 spot. Brady Howard and Paul DeRutter, your top 5. Dan Reif, Grayson Soper. That is the running order at this time as it comes back down to the line one more time with Isley in control. Josh Jock in that final redraw position. Chris Hale trying to move up one more spot if he possibly can, but the 54 Brady Howard right there with him. Paul DeRutter trying to fend off the 55 of Dan Reif for that final transfer spot to the show. Grayson Soper got to make something happen here towards the finish of this one. He is running out of time with 2 laps left to go. Gavin Isley has led every lap so far right from the drop of the green flag. He has not let up one bit. Josh Jock, he needed that restart as he got by the 54 Brady Howard to move into 2nd to get the drop position. Chris Hale now 3rd, followed by Howard and DeRutter. Your top 5, white flag in the air for Gavin Isley. Jock still there in spot number 2. Chris Hale still 3rd. Battle is on for 4th between Brady Howard and Paul DeRutter. As they work it into turn number 3 and 4, checkered flag is in the air. The previous 3 heat winners have come from the pole, and Gavin Isley is going to continue that trend. Isley gets the lead from the pole and goes to victory lane in heat race number 4. Josh Jock will be in the redraw. He comes home 2nd. Chris Hale, Brady Howard, Paul DeRutter, your top 5 there in the show. Dan Reif and Grayson Soper will complete the rest of your field. So Jessica Power, Richard Murtaugh, Shane Pecor, they are your heat winners tonight. So redraw drivers for the DIRTcar Sportsman North Regional Series will be Jessica Power, Richard Murtaugh, Shane Pecor, Gavin Isley, Eric Nyer, Brennan Moore, Tristan Ladiseur, and Josh Jock in that order. Six laps will be the distance here for the Sundance Leisure Thundercars, and it will be Corey Valade up on the front row, the 21, the winner of last year's season opener. Alongside, we are going to find in the 19, it's Colin Botter. Row 2, veteran Tim Dunn in the 96 out of Watertown, alongside of Daniel Valade in car number 22 from Boonville. So Jock Simons in the number 8. Joining this field late here. Green lights are on and we're underway. 6 laps is the distance. Corey Valade last year had an incredible season in 14 events. He won 8 times. Missed out on the track championship, but he's back here to try to do it again as they work through turn number 3 and 4. Jock Simons, we haven't seen him here in a long time. He's now up to spot number 2 and trying to close in on the race leader with 1 lap complete. Tim Dunn in the 96 has gone to pit road. Problems with his ride. In the meantime, it's still Corey Valade. Jock Simons, your top 2. Jock recently made the trip to the Lebanon Valley Speedway a couple of weeks ago and ended up coming away with a feature win. And an extra $1,000 in his pocket too, by the way. So Simons there for second. Daniel Valade into third, and Colin Bonner had a little problem over there in turn number 4, but he collected it back up as they head down the back straightaway. Three down this time by, and it is all Corey Valade in control of the field as they work it down the front straightaway to turn number 1 and 2. Jock Simons there in second along with Daniel Valade and Colin Botter. That's your running order at this time as they work through turn number 3 and 4. We'll be coming down to 2 laps left to go. As I mentioned, Corey Valade, 8 wins last year. The record for most wins in a single season in this division, I believe, was set by Phil DeZarmo III many years ago. I'll have to go back and take a look at that stat, but right now Corey Valade in complete control of this one. White flag will be displayed this time by. And that is true. Phil DeZarmo III, 13 wins in 2015 on his way to a track championship, but Corey Valade trying to get the season started off much like he did a year ago into victory lane, and we'll see how that transitions over here after the heat race is over with. Checkered flag is in the air, and the win will go to Corey Valade. Jock Simons will cross in second. Daniel Valade will come home in third, and Colin Botter will round out the field in fourth. An interesting note in this Sundance Leisure Thundercar division, only 2 drivers in the history of the division have ever gone to double digits in the win column. We mentioned Phil DeZarmo III with 13 in 2015. The other driver, Zach Petrie, won 10 in 2019 on his way to the track title. We'll see if anybody can duplicate that feat as we move to heat race number 2.
26. That's, he ran pretty good last year.
Yeah.
Heat race number 2 is going to be Nathan Powers, the 113, scheduled to go alongside his Colby Hibbert, the 28. Row 2 at Damian Beckler, 26R. Francis White, the 2023 track champion, outside row number 2. Jared Gilson, the 22J. And Levi Kolstad, the 97, will complete it. So 6 laps is the distance. Final heat race of the night. And we're underway. Working down the back straightaway, Nathan Powers in control of the field. Damian Beckler, Francis White, your top 3 as they head up into corner number 3 and 4 and down to the line. 1 lap is complete. Kevin Greenfield back there in spot number 4, trying to put some pressure on the top 3 drivers as Francis White moves it into position number 2. Francis got a feature win here at Can-Am last season, late in the year. Right now trying to get by the 113 and Nathan Powers as they cross the line down in front with 2 laps complete. We coming to halfway, this time by Nathan Powers. Has not run a Can-Am here in quite a while. Hasn't missed a step, though, as he holds down the race lead with Francis White right there with him. And behind them, Kevin Greenfield going after the 26 of Damian Beckler, trying to move to 3rd. He's trying to get by Francis White for 2nd. Kevin Greenfield on the charge here at the halfway point. 3 down, 3 to go. Nathan Powers, the race leader. But Kevin Greenfield is on the move in that number 11 machine. Damian Beckler right there to the inside of Francis White, looking for 3rd. White's going to have no part of that. Drives right back around the 26 of Beckler to move into 3rd. Jared Gilson into the mix as well. Gilson right up there in the number 5 position as they working off of turn number 3 and 4 and down to the line. Battle for the lead as they cross the line. Greenfield to the point with 2 laps left to go. Kevin Greenfield, Nathan Powers, your top 2 drivers. Damian Beckler, Jared Gilson, and Francis White. They're all after one another down the back straightaway. And Kevin Greenfield in control now. White flag will be displayed this time by Francis White. Looks like he's off the pace in corner number 4. And he'll and Greenfield goes around. I don't know how Jared Gilson missed everybody right there, but he somehow made it around the 3 drivers spun in front of him. And the yellow lights are on. With 2 laps left to go, Greenfield, Powers, and the 26 of Damian Beckler all got together in a knot. And again, I don't know how Jared Gilson made it through that wreck over there, but he made it without getting into anybody. Great heads-up driving there for Jared Gilson, who won a couple of features with us last year. So Francis White coming back out onto the racetrack in the number 60. Jared Gilson, your current race leader unofficially. 3 wins to his credit here at Can-Am. First career win was August 2nd of 2024. Last one came on July 25th of last season. Francis White, 11 feature wins to his credit here at Can-Am. Got the first one during the pandemic season, June 5th of 2020. Last one was here a year ago on August the 1st. So again, the 52nd season opener, the Nasty Track of the North season opener, well underway here at Can-Am. Next week it will be $5 Friday. All 5 divisions will be here on the card. The Whitesboro Plow Shop DIRTcar 358 Modifieds. Bob Johnson Auto Group DIRTcar Sportsman will be here. Panther Frameworx Crate Sprint Cars, along with the Donath Motorworks Limited Sportsman and Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars. Racing gets underway as always at 7 o'clock. I'll be here along with the other colorful cast and crew up here in the tower. Jen Sibley, Denny Mokan, Mike LeClaire, the Director of Traffic Control. We may have a Lindsey Thurston sighting next week. That would be cool. We are very, very happy to have Brian Haggerty with us, that's for sure. Legendary. Should be Hall of Famer. Well, 3 cars involved in that incident. It looks like all 3 are going to take the business end of the tow truck, as our good friend from Albany, Saratoga, and Lebanon Valley Speedway, Dan Martin, would say. Heading to the pits, and we are going to go back to green here very shortly. Jared Gilson, Colby Hibbard, Levi Kolstead, and Francis White. And Colby Hibbard, problems in the 28. Was slow over there in the back straightaway, but he picks up the speed as they head off of turn number 3 and 4. White flag in the air for Jared Gilson. Final time into turn number 1 and 2, but Francis White is right there with him, trying to challenge him for the lead as they work it down the back straightaway. Checkered flag will be waving this time by Gilson, trying to hold on and win it. Francis White, the 2023 track champion, trying to get to the back bumper of Gilson through turn number 3 and 4. It's not going to happen. White doing everything he can, but it will be Jared Gilson to victory lane in heat race number 2. Francis White will cross in position number 2. Levi Kolstead comes home 3rd, and Colby Hibbard will round out the field in 4th.